Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. Here's a comprehensive breakdown of the challenges in maintaining optimal shrinkage levels in a call center, organized into operational, workforce, and technology dimensions. Let's begin with the workforce and staffing challenges that contribute to shrinkage in a call center. The first and most unpredictable factor is unplanned absenteeism. Sick leaves, no-shows, or late logins all create sudden spikes in shrinkage. Since these events are rarely forecasted, they leave teams scrambling to cover queues, often leading to service-level breaches. Next, we face high attrition rates. When agents resign or turnover remains high, vacant positions take time to fill. Even after hiring, new recruits require training before they can contribute productively. During this gap, shrinkage rises, not as a short-term spike, but as a sustained increase in unavailable hours. And finally, low agent morale or engagement. Disengaged employees are more likely to take extended breaks, call in sick frequently, or otherwise reduce their productive availability. Over time, this behavior compounds shrinkage, adding invisible pressure on the rest of the workforce to carry the load. In short, workforce and staffing challenges remind us that shrinkage is not only about numbers on a schedule, it reflects agent reliability, motivation, and retention. Without addressing morale and turnover, even the most accurate forecasts will struggle to keep shrinkage within safe limits. Next, let's turn to the forecasting and scheduling challenges that directly influence shrinkage. The first challenge is inaccurate shrinkage forecasting. If planners underestimate shrinkage, too few agents are scheduled, which almost guarantees service-level breaches. On the other hand, if shrinkage is overestimated, too many agents are rostered, leading to idle time and higher cost per call. Either way, inaccurate forecasting erodes both efficiency and customer experience. The second issue comes from shift planning gaps. When breaks, coaching sessions, or team meetings are poorly aligned, especially during peak demand hours, the available staffing pool shrinks dramatically. Even if the total number of agents is sufficient on paper, poor timing of off-phone activities inflates shrinkage at the worst possible moments. And finally, seasonal and event-driven absenteeism adds another layer of complexity. Holidays, flu seasons, school vacations, or even major local events can trigger predictable but uneven spikes in absenteeism. While some patterns can be built into long-term forecasts, sudden outbreaks or unplanned events remain hard to anticipate, leaving schedules vulnerable. In short, forecasting and scheduling challenges highlight that shrinkage is not a static number, it is a moving target that shifts with demand, seasonality, and planning discipline. Getting it wrong means either paying too much for idle labor or sacrificing service levels when it matters most. Now let's examine the challenges linked to planned shrinkage control, the off-phone activities that are scheduled intentionally, but if not managed carefully, can inflate shrinkage beyond safe levels. The first factor is training and coaching overload. While upskilling, refresher programs, and quality coaching are vital for agent performance, too much off-phone time in short periods can starve the floor of available staff. The result is a drop in service levels, even though the activity was meant to improve long-term performance. The second issue comes from long team meetings. Extended huddles, policy briefings, or cross-department updates often stretch far beyond their allocated time. When these are scheduled during peak demand hours, they reduce frontline availability at the exact moment customer volumes are highest. And finally, there are policy requirements. In regulated industries such as banking, healthcare, or telecom, compliance training, certifications, or audit sessions are non-negotiable. While these are essential, they add directly to shrinkage percentages and must be carefully balanced against service delivery obligations. In short, planned shrinkage control challenges remind us that not all shrinkage is bad, but it must be carefully timed and measured. Training, coaching, and compliance keep agents sharp and organizations safe, but when they are poorly scheduled or excessive, they risk eroding service levels and driving up occupancy. Finally, let's explore the technology and infrastructure limitations that contribute to shrinkage in a call center. The first major challenge is system downtime. Outages in CRM, telephony, or automatic call distribution systems leave agents unable to take calls. Even though they remain on the clock, they're idle, which directly inflates unplanned shrinkage. A 30-minute outage can derail service levels for an entire day. The second limitation is the lack of real-time monitoring tools. Without live dashboards or proactive alerts, managers cannot spot and correct shrinkage spikes as they happen. By the time reports are reviewed, the damage has already been done, service levels have dropped, occupancy has risen, and recovery becomes more expensive. And lastly, no AI-powered forecasting. Legacy workforce management tools often fail to predict absenteeism, downtime, or seasonal patterns accurately. This reactive approach forces managers into firefighting mode rather than preventing shrinkage problems in advance. AI-driven forecasting, on the other hand, can detect risk signals early and optimize scheduling before disruption occurs. In short, technology and infrastructure limitations remind us that shrinkage control is only as strong as the systems that support it. Modern, reliable, and intelligent tools are no longer optional, they are essential for keeping shrinkage within safe limits. Another important dimension of shrinkage management is multi-channel and process complexities. The first challenge is omni-channel workload balancing. In today's environment, agents rarely handle just one channel. They may be answering calls, responding to chats, replying to emails, and even managing social media messages, sometimes all within the same shift. If unplanned shrinkage hits one channel, it often cascades into others. For example, if chat agents are suddenly pulled into voice queues, email backlogs pile up. Without precise scheduling and flexibility, these cross-channel shifts inflate shrinkage across the board. The second challenge comes from special project assignments. Call center agents are sometimes diverted to non-customer-facing tasks such as system testing, process migrations, or internal audits. While these projects are valuable, they remove frontline capacity and contribute directly to shrinkage. Unlike training or breaks, these tasks may not always be forecasted in the WFM plan, making them harder to control. In short, multi-channel and process complexities highlight that shrinkage is not confined to one queue, it ripples across the entire operation. To manage it well, leaders must account for cross-channel dynamics and balance project assignments carefully against frontline service needs. Finally, let's explore the cost versus service level trade-off that sits at the heart of shrinkage management. On one side, reducing shrinkage aggressively can seem like the easiest way to boost service levels. By minimizing breaks, compressing coaching sessions, or cutting back on non-productive time, you keep more agents on the floor. While this often improves SLA performance in the short term, it comes at a hidden cost, lower agent satisfaction. When employees feel overworked or denied fair rest, burnout rises, attrition increases, and long-term performance suffers. On the other side, allowing higher shrinkage may seem like a way to protect agent well-being and invest in development activities. But if it is not balanced carefully, too much shrinkage leads to understaffing during peak hours. The result? Longer wait times, SLA breaches, customer dissatisfaction, and rising operational costs. In short, the cost versus service level trade-off shows that shrinkage cannot be managed by extremes. The goal is balance, giving agents enough time for rest and growth, while still ensuring the business meets service commitments and cost targets. Lastly, let's discuss the change management and adoption barriers that influence shrinkage. The first challenge is resistance to workforce tools. Even when organizations invest in advanced solutions like AI-driven scheduling, real-time adherence trackers, or self-service shift swaps, adoption isn't guaranteed. Agents may see these tools as restrictive or intrusive, while supervisors may mistrust automated decisions. Without buy-in, these tools fail to deliver their intended impact on shrinkage control. The second challenge is rooted in cultural factors. In some regions or work environments, flexible time-off norms are widely accepted and valued. When these practices collide with strict shrinkage control policies, conflict arises. What leadership views as discipline, employees may see as rigidity. This cultural mismatch reduces compliance and makes consistent shrinkage management harder to achieve. In short, change management and adoption barriers remind us that shrinkage is not just a numbers game, it is about people and culture. The best systems and policies only work when they are embraced, trusted, and aligned with the workforce's values. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.